What is good, YouTube? It's your boy, Ronald MMA, and we back with the raw picks, man. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Before we talk about UFC this weekend, which I believe is what's his name? Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott. This is in Winnipeg, Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Before we talk about our picks, let's get into what happened last weekend, man. And you guys are going to be very disappointed, man. I got two fights right. It was like two fights, man. It was bad. And it would have been three, but they called one back. So let's get straight into it. It's bad vibes for me, man. Like, I don't know what went wrong with my picks. I was just wrong. I was trying to go against the tide, I guess. I don't even know. But yeah. So Radke got the job done. Oh, excuse me, fellas. Like, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. But yeah, Radke got the win. I thought Luque wouldn't look good at 185, but why would I pick gas on him? That's the real question. Padilla did actually win this fight. I don't know how they got the scorecards wrong. I don't know what the judges were doing. Whatever. I doubted Tatiana Suarez. That's definitely on me. She looks good. Godinez looked a little like Godinez was a little nervous. It seemed like, or Godinez wasn't just couldn't solve the problem, and Suarez stayed on it. So that was a decent fight. Um, I didn't think Gamrot would be as successful as he was, but I should have known Rebovic's ground game is not up there, and you need ground game in MMA. It's so crucial, bro. Uh, that's the last time I picked against Kevin Holland, bro. Actually, I don't know. Kevin Holland's a toss up because I picked him to beat RDR like 2 years ago, and he lost. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, this was a decent fight, decent scrap. We knew it was gonna be like that. It was kind of a coin flip, man. Holland had a better game plan though. We picked Pico via decision. Pico looked good, man. Aaron Pico finally arrived. It was against Patricio Pitbull, so it was kind of like a Bellator versus Bellator fight. But anyway, Pico looked good in that fight, and yeah, I like to see him get a few more fights against other guys in featherweight rankings because he looks good, man. He looked real good. I picked Nate Landwehr. I mean, I Cub Swanson is 42, dog. Like, how can you pick a guy that's 42? But dude, that was a barn burner. This opened up the main card, right? Barn burner, firefight, and that's dope. He riding off into the sunset with a win. It's great. Finish his career like that. Great way to do it. So we open the main card with this banger of a fight, right? And then we get a snoozer, an absolute snoozer. No one, I'm not going to say no one because someone probably did, but I bet 99% of people picked this fight to not go the distance, minimum. Like these two big guys, like Dominic Reyes is 6'3", Johnny Walker is like 6'6", 205. You know they're probably weighing in like 220, 230 at fight night. Like, and they went the distance, barely striking. I think they had more kicks than strikes, man, or more kicks than punches. It was not a good fight. Yeah, that was one of the worst. I won't say one of the worst, but it was not a good fight. Like, yeah, even the crowd was letting them have it. So we go from a banger to a snoozer to an absolute banger. This is honestly one of the best fights, easily one of the best heavyweight fights I've ever seen. Josh Hokett took it to Curtis Blades. I had a feeling I didn't doubt Josh Hokett. I just thought when he got into the later rounds, I didn't think he would be able to, you know, stay in there with Curtis Blades having more experience, UFC experience. But dude, what he did to Curtis Blades was crazy. And now he's fighting on the White House against Derek Lewis. They made that fight happen after they finished, which is crazy. Um, but Josh Hokett, man, he backed up that talk. Like, everyone thought he was gimmicky. I thought he was gimmicky, and I started to like it. Like he's just trolling. But the fight solidified it. Like, dude, he's a goofball outside that cage, but when he gets in, he is a dog. He is a dog, and I feel like he was playing possum a lot in that fight, which was pretty dope. Trying to get Curtis Blades to bite. And dude, they were hitting each other with some haymakers, man. That I would recommend anyone watch that fight. I need to rewatch it. I'm gonna watch it a couple times because man, that was a barn burner. And then that got into Paulo Costa versus Azamat, which was also a good fight. Paulo Costa finally finding his weight class. I think he should ditch middleweight, never go back down to 185, stay at 205. He looks very good. He just beat the number 6 guy who was 16 and 0. Yeah, about 16 and 0, maybe 17 and 0. Just beat an undefeated guy, made him quit. Like the way he finished Azamat was good. Paulo was ripping the body. He also did that in his last fight against Kopilov. But yeah, ripping the body, looking real good. Yeah, and Azamat had no answers. And then the final fight, man. I picked Olberg to win. Now, I don't think anybody would have predicted what happened to have happened. For you guys that didn't watch it, Yuri threw a kick that made Carlos Olberg react, where he jolted back, stepped back with his right leg, and everybody saw it. His right leg, you can see his calf muscle jerk. So, between an Achilles tendon tear and a ACL tear and, ligaments, it was very obvious that Carlos Olberg's knee was compromised and very badly at that because he was throwing some kicks and he fell. Throwing some kicks, lost balance, couldn't really step back, limping, right? This is all in the first round. This is all within like 2-3 minutes, right? And Yuri, like, froze. It was kind of weird. Like Yuri said he did a mercy kill or he was showing mercy because he saw him like injured. I think a fraction of that is true, but I think you are a fighter, man. Fighters fight. You fight until the ref calls it off. You fight until that ref pulls you off. You know what I'm saying? So Yuri's tactic after that was just not smart, dude. You injure a guy's leg in a fight, you keep hitting that leg. You don't give him a chance. Don't give and a lot of people online were saying mercy. Yeah, there's such thing as a mercy kill. And yeah, Yuri, that fight is gonna eat him up at night because that was his chance to get the belt again, and he gave it away. He literally gave it away. So yeah, that was it for UFC 327, guys. I got 2 fights right, man. Easily my worst prediction ever. And let's see. I'm going to go for 3 this time. I'm going to try to at least get 3. Like, geez, that was terrible. But yeah, this weekend we got Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott. UFC Fight Night. So this one should be pretty interesting. I haven't seen the full card. I know a couple fights on this one. I know it's a lot of Canadians they got on this card, which is pretty dope. Canadians. There are some very good Canadian fighters out there. But yeah, let's get into these picks, man. Let's see who we got. First up, Jamie Siraj versus John Yanis. I don't know either of these guys. I'm gonna go with Siraj. I think I saw something about Siraj earlier. So TriStar Gym. I believe that's Ayman Zahabi's gym. But yeah, we'll go decision. Oops. Yeah, we'll go decision. I don't know these guys, so it's hard to pick. John Castaneda versus Mark Volodgin. Okay. A lot of people are picking Volodgin, the younger Russian. Oh, young Russians are hard to doubt. So I don't know where he trains. Alistair's Training Center. 5'3". What is this? Bantamweight. Oh, 5'3" at bantamweight. That's pretty short. Going against 5'6". He's at a reach disadvantage. But he's coming off of 2 losses. He's coming off a loss as well. The Contender Series. These are some good losses. I'm still gonna go. I feel like he can get a submission round 2. Yeah, round 2 submission for the Russian. Russians always had some form of grappling, man. Mitch Raposo versus Alan Nascimento. I know Raposo. Who does he train with? I'm trying to remember who he trains with. I forget who he trains with, but I know Mitch Raposo trains with somebody. But Nascimento is from Chuta Boxing, and I think I picked against him in his last fight, or maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But Chuta Boxing, older, but coming off a nice streak right now. Cody Durden, yeah. So this is another bantamweight, or no, this is flyweight. Yeah, Durden's a flyweight. So Azamat, Sumadarji lost, Tagir and Bekov. Okay, so both these guys have a little bit of losses. I'm gonna go Nascimento on this one as well. Truth to Boxing is, no joke. Trains with Charles and all of them, so I'm gonna also go submission. I'm gonna say round 3 submission. Gets it to a deep fight. JJ Aldridge versus Jamie Lynn Horth. I'm going Jamie Lynn Horth, personally. She's a dog, and she's on a fight. She's on a couple fight win streaks right now. Yeah, I saw her loss to Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick just gave it to her, but yeah, they both have losses to Veronica Hardy. JJ Aldridge coming off one more recently, but I think Horth has more. She's gonna be more active than Aldridge. I think Aldridge, a lot of her wins, she was dominating the grappling scene, but I think Horth may be stronger, a little bit taller. Aldridge has a reach advantage, but I think Horth will be more forward with her approach and on the gas pedal more than Aldridge pushing the pace. So I got Horth by decision. Next up, we got Melissa Croden versus Darenya Zelenznikova. Zelenznikova. That's a nice last name. But I'm gonna go Croden. Croden lost her last fight by decision, but the fight before that against Lisboa, she looked dominant. She's big, man. 5'9". Well, they're both 5'9", so they're both big. But Croden is pretty swole, pretty lean. So yeah, I watched Croden's last. I think the fight before last, and yeah, she's solid. So we're gonna go with Croden on this one. Going by decision. Actually, I'm gonna go Croden by KO in the second round. Yeah, second round TKO by Croden is my prediction. Next up, we got Tanner Boser versus Gokhan Sarkam. Canada versus Turkey. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people are going Sarkam by KO. Not sure why. It's heavyweight. I'm not too familiar with either of these guys. It seems like Bozer used to be in the UFC, got cut, took a fight, and is now back. I'm going to go with the crowd on this one because I just don't know. Shoot, we'll say KO. Second round. Robert Valentine versus Julian LeBlanc. I've seen Valentine fight. He is an animal. Oh, what he's going against. Oh, whoa, I didn't know Valentine was on a 3-fight losing streak. Loader, Torres Finney, and Atiba Gautier. Wow, wait, I could have sworn he had a win in the UFC. He's 0-3 in the UFC? Wow. And this guy is having a debut. Interesting. Yeah, I'm still gonna rock with Valentine on this one. I think he gets a finish early. I don't think this guy's UFC material. Maybe, I don't know. he's not from the UFC, so he's coming from somewhere else. Yeah, so these fights are kind of a wash. I know Croden, I know Horth, I know Aldridge, I know Raposo, I know Nascimento, but the rest I don't know. I don't know these two guys. So this is like a casual card for me. I'm going to go Barbosa because everyone else is going Barbosa. 94%. That's nuts. Oh, no. Wait, is this Dennis Bajuka that trains with... No. This isn't. I was thinking of someone else. Someone that trains with Aljamain Sterling. Yeah, I don't think this is the same guy. I know there's a training partner for Aljo and Marab. He was pretty good, but I think he lost like 2 or 3 fights and UFC cut him or whatever. But we'll go Barbosa. round 2. KO. Next up, we got Thiago Moises versus Gage Young. Just because his name is G Money, I like his name. I'm gonna pick him. G Money gets a decision win. Yeah, that's a good nickname, G Money. Oh snap! Okay, Karina Silva, quick turnaround for her. I think she fought a couple months ago and lost too. Yeah, Macy Barber 4 months ago. Okay, so they're both coming off loss against top contenders. Jasmine Jasdivisius actually looked good against the Firo fight, and Karina Silva looked bad in her last fight. Like, just wasn't very active. I think Jasmine can take it to her, and she will be the more active fighter. And Karina Silva is of the fighting nerds, and after this loss, she probably won't be. She's probably gonna get cut like Bruna Silva did, or Bruna Silva. So we got Jasmine Jasdivisius by decision, and so these ones are wow. That's our main card started. Dennis, main card. Okay, so next up, Jai Herbert versus Mandel Nalo. I'm not familiar with this guy, and that is a funny picture of him. He goes by Mango, the Black Country Banger. Jai Herbert is good, man. He's a good fighter. He lost to Chris Padilla, split decision, and he has a unanimous decision. So I like Herbert. He's a good striker. This guy is coming off a contender series win, new TriStar. So I believe that's Ayman Zahabi's gym. I'm gonna go with him. I think he's maybe interesting. It's gonna be my first fight watching him, so I'll just say he gets a decision win, maybe. Co-main event: Kyler Phillips versus Charles Jourdain. I'm picking Jourdain. Jourdain is a dog, dude. I thought Jourdain was French for a long time, but he's a Canadian. Um, yeah, I thought Kyler Phillips was older than that, but he's only 30. They're both 30. Um, but yeah, I think Jourdain has more tools and he can make it happen. Kyler Phillips might have a grappling advantage, but I don't think it's a big enough advantage that'll keep Jourdain striking out of range. So we're gonna go Jourdain by KO. Um, we'll go Jourdain by decision. I think he just does more, strikes more, and Kyler can't really find an answer. But I think Kyler will also play it safe to where he doesn't get in too much danger and get finished. So, and the main event, we got Gilbert Dorino Burns versus Mike Proper Malott. Gilbert's been on a crazy losing streak, man, but he's also pushing 40. I would love to see Gilbert get a win, dude. Like, honestly, if Kamaru Usman wasn't champ, I think Gilbert Burns could have been welterweight champ, but Usman was reigning at that time, and Gilbert it's funny because they trained together, man, and it was very emotional. I remember watching that during COVID. It was in the Apex. They had a great fight, but just Usman was the better fighter. But Gilbert, he had that dog in him. He wouldn't quit. And they trained together, and they were willing to, put that friendship to the side, fight, or not friendship, but they were cordial about it. So yeah, Killcliff FC is a great fight club down in Boca Raton, Florida. They got some animals in there. Niagara top team. Yeah, I think this would be a pretty good fight for for Mike Malott, where he can showcase his tools and whatnot. I believe he fought Kevin Holland in his last one, no? Yeah, so he has that unanimous decision against Kevin Holland, which I wasn't really impressed by. I feel like he could have gone for the finish, or he like expecting a finish. Because he was so dominant and he was kind of just like, from my memory, I don't remember this fight. It was a bit ago, 5 months ago. But yeah, Gilbert hasn't fought in a while, but you look at his last 4 losses, and those are like top 10 dudes. Mike Malott hasn't fought a top 10 dude. Maybe Neil Magny, but 2 years ago, Neil Magny was actually still solid 2 years ago, so I'll give him that. So he's been riding a streak since the Magny loss. So obviously he learned a lot from that loss. But Gilbert has been in there with dogs, man. However, his last win was 3 years ago against Masvidal. Bilal, JDM, Sean Brady, Michael Morales. So, it's obvious that Gilbert is in that gatekeeper role right now for welterweight, but I think Mike Malott can get past him just because Gilbert is not what he used to be. Unfortunately, 39, yeah, and I think he's gonna have some ring rust, man. It's been almost a year since he's been out, and that was Michael Morales, and his he got finished 2 out of the 4 times. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Mike Malott, by decision. I think it goes the distance. I don't think Malott has enough to finish Burns, like say Michael Morales did or JDM did, but I think Malott will kind of do the same thing he did to Holland. But if Burns wins, I'm gonna be more excited. Logically, though, I don't see it happening. So yeah, those are my picks for this week, guys. UFC Fight Night, Burns versus Malott. This one is up in Canada. I believe Winnipeg, Canada, or maybe Montreal. I don't think. Yeah, they don't show location on here, but yeah, should be interesting. Should be very interesting. And I'm aiming for three. I'm aiming for 3 correct fights because last time getting 2 right absolutely sucked. So as always, appreciate you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have different picks. Let me know if I'm wilding out. I can't be trusted, man. I got 2 wins right. I got 2 fights right. Technically 3. They robbed Padilla. Technically 3. I'm gonna say I got 3 right. We're going with that. But yeah, aiming for 4 this time. We're gonna just increment it up. There was one card I got like 11 out of 13. Like maybe the card before last or the card before that, but yeah, I fell off, man. So we got to build back up. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one next week. Peace.